Hi, everybody. So we've got a really exciting one up next. I have the absolute pleasure of being with Tobachi, who is the CEO and founder of HSuite. How are you, sir?
Hi, thanks a lot for having me. I'm doing very well, thanks. What about you?
Good, living the dream. Thank you very much for asking. So I have to be honest, this is the first time I've had an interview with somebody who is literally living in the metaverse. You were saying just off camera there that you've got, what, 4 or 5 screens and you've got the headset and you just live in the dream.
Yeah, I live most of my time in cyberspace, get myself super productive in it, I take regular breaks here and there, so yeah, I make sure that I look at 20 feet distances every half hour or so. I try to
Okay,
keep
good.
it balanced.
And that keeps you healthy, does it? Yeah, good. And you're drinking plenty of water, I hope. Keep hydrated.
Always, yeah.
Good man.
Purely filtered.
Good, good man. Okay, so tell us a little bit for people who don't know, who aren't familiar. Tell us a little bit about HSuite and what it is you guys do. What's the plan?
Yeah, sure. Well, HSuite is basically a suite of DeFi services which has been built on top of the Hedera network. And we're basically like a layer 1.5, which is like we're not a layer 1, not a layer 2, but like we're in the middle. And the best way to explain this another way is we are the AppNet, which is an application network. And it's the AppNet concept is basically the vision that Dr. Limon Baird, who's the inventor of the Hedera Hashgraph consensus algorithm, has always had as a vision, even before when the smart contracts came into the Hedera ecosystem. So application network, they're basically it's a way to, in a decentralized manner, create applications that can also allow you to perform like a decentralized finance operations, anything that is related with the Web3 world without the use of smart contracts, and can be really groundbreaking. And the way that we achieve this, we basically created what we call the smart nodes, which aim to replace the smart contracts.
Okay, so can you put that into layman terms? So give me one really super easy example that my dad would understand as to what it is you do. Can you explain a very simple product that you offer?
Sure. Some of the products we offer is like a token exchange, where let's say like in a regular world, we with our technology will allow you to exchange you $1 for €1, for example. And the really cool thing and something that is very unusual is that in those type of exchanges, usually when you want to exchange €1 for $1, you're not sure exactly if you're gonna get like one more than $1 or a little less, and that's called like market slippage. With our technology, you know exactly what you're gonna get even before you sign it. So if we tell you're gonna get $1 for €1, you're exactly gonna get that, and you don't even have to read any code, Solidity code, or anything like that. You can see it in the wallet transaction even before signing it. And this is
Wow.
just like one of the many features that we have. We also have like a launch pad, which is basically like where if you wish to buy a token that is on sale, a pre-sale, for example, not exchangeable on an exchange yet, or an NFT sale, for example, we have a DAO engine, which is basically a mechanism where people, token holders, like shareholders, are allowed to create proposals, vote on things like of an ecosystem. Like if you wish to change something and within our ecosystem, you can propose that, and then people can vote and decide all together. We have a multi-sig wallet, which is a really cool feature that we also have. And you, for example, with your family, could have you and your kids and your wife have a shared account where nobody's allowed to take the money out unless there is like the approval of everybody. Yeah, we have so many features that we can speak about today. I can keep
Okay.
going forward.
That's fantastic. And I think, to be honest, what I would really like to do is I'd like to create an exclusive Blackboard video, one of my Blackboard videos about HSuite, because I think it's warranted, because you guys are doing such incredible work. And like you say, you are a layer 1.5. You sit on top of Hedera, but very, very close in the applications and the decentralized applications, the dApps that you are building. So I think, but for today, because we haven't got loads of time, because there are so many people that I want to cover in this video. What I'd like to do really, and what this special is about, is of course is the HTS, the Hedera token service. And the token HSuite. So it seems to me, with the people that I've spoken to so far, there seems to be two camps. So there are the meme coins, which are, speculative, just good fun with maybe a little bit of utility. And then there are the serious businesses that have a token that may or may not be an integral part of the way that that business works. And it seems to me quite clear that you fit in the latter camp in the sense that you are a very real business that happens to have a token. Would you agree with that? Is that how, HSuite, the token, is that right? It's not a meme coin, it's part of a serious business.
Yes, HSuite is definitely a utility token that basically powers any activity that relies on the smart node technology. And as a matter of fact, we also have a couple of partnerships that we recently acquired on an enterprise side of things, which the latest one that we have announced, it was the partner with Shicom MSG Berhad, which is basically a company that outsources and also does basically IT services, and we partner with them so that we could provide the Malaysian government, the education Malaysian services, the ability to have a system of decentralized identity management for their students. And we are they're using the private smart node network for that. Or another one is Banqua, another one, a partner, which is basically a crypto broker that also has a license for real estate vendor, as well as soon to come banking system and trading, and everything is being leveraged through smart node technology. And we're really excited to see that after a couple of years that we've been live, and we proved ourselves on the smart node capabilities, more and more people and projects and businesses are getting more interested in this kind of technology because it's ultra fast, 80 times cheaper than smart contracts will be, and very much secure. It can be set in a private encrypted manner as well, is more of a public and transparent manner. So it's a really flexible technology.
Okay. And so just going back to the coin then, and so presumably with all these different incredible use cases, some of which could be operating at a massive scale one day, the token is required for these different use cases. Is that correct?
Yes, on our current V1 version 1 of the smart nodes, most use cases usually have to pay HSuite for gas fee, like for DEX, Launchpad, and all those features we talked about before. But actually, we are on the version 2 that is coming out, we will make it in a way that HSuite will be required, but in a more indirect way. And what I mean by that is that we received a lot of feedback that many times, since basically most of our features require HSuite, it can kind of be, how you say, like a wall for some people, for a bigger adoption. So the way that we are adopting this in our V2 is that we're going to use NFT subscription, where those NFTs will be bought by, for example, developers or users in order to be bought with HSuite. So HSuite will always be required. And at the same time, this NFT will give you a certain amount of privileges or HTTP calls for developers. There will be a whole entire system which will broaden more the adoption of our technology, and at the same time keep HSuite as a utility token and gas fee per se through the NFT usage.
Okay. So you said we quite a few times. Could you just touch on who's kind of how many there are of you? Is it a large team? Is it just yourself and a couple of others?
Well, we're actually the core team is quite small. We're just 6 people. There is me, who I'm the CEO and founder, as well as Tobachi Anura, who is a CTO and co-founder. And we have other 4 people between designer, front-end developer, 2 back-end developers. But we also have in the non-core team like moderators, social media management, as well as council members, council committees, which are also part of the HSuite ecosystem and are part also of our multi-signature treasury, where all the funds are safely stored. So partnership manager like HBAR or Ronan that you probably know. But essentially, we're really small for everything they've been doing, for everything that we do, especially on the technical side of things, and with very, very little marketing power. We've done like great, incredible things with small
I agree.
manpower.
I agree completely. Yeah, you've done an amazing job. To be fair, it makes the token very interesting. And talking about the token, so I'm just looking on another monitor here. There's 50 billion total supply, same as HBAR. The circulating supply at the moment is a little under 10.1 billion tokens. But what's really interesting to me is that in December of last year, the price was 401, and at the moment today it's 309. So that's a massive multiple. Do you know why that's happened? What's happened with your token to make it do that sort of multiple?
Well, leaving aside the fact that it was kind of a bear market, more people in that ecosystem were still more into NFTs. They weren't really much doing or were used to in the community do like more fungible token trading here and there, like other blockchain were by a long time. And leaving all that aside is the fact that we have been kind of more silently building and building. We proved ourselves like that our technology is really powerful and awesome, and it's a very unique set of features. Just the core technology that we have, it's a unique value proposition. So, and we realized that we've been massively undervalued for quite some time. So we were just now catching up with like what the potential value could be. And in my honest opinion, non-financial advice or anything, but we still believe that we're very massively undervalued.
Okay, but what do you think triggered that then? If you were and perhaps still are massively undervalued, what was the trigger point on or around the 2nd of January that meant that the price all of a sudden took off? Do you know what that was that triggered that spike, or is it just the wider market?
Well, to be quite honest, I have no clue. I honestly spend most of the time like either doing project management or coding behind. I don't really follow too much certain things on the front end aspect of things, so to speak. But I also want to precise that regarding the tokenomics of the token, this year there will be a tokenomics version 2 coming, and there will be some pretty interesting changes that the community will probably like as well. And there is no
Oh
details
wow,
coming
okay,
out
so
yet.
there's more
Uh,
more more to come.
yeah, there is no details out just yet, but it will be very exciting to release this news. And we have so many other news already lined up for like throughout the whole year 2024. So we're super bullish.
Okay, so on that then, just talking a little bit about the future, um, do you think that 301, which is where the price currently sits, with a fully diluted market cap of £45 million, do you think that represents fair value for HSuite, or do you think it should be a lot higher and probably will be a lot higher?
Well, for the type of technology and everything that we've built and the potential partnership from enterprise side that we acquired and we potentially can acquire, always I say non-financial advice, but to say the least, should be worth hundreds of millions of dollars to a
Okay,
minimum.
minimum hundreds of millions of dollars, and of course, you can't see the future, and this isn't financial advice; it's just your one man's opinion. Absolutely. Okay, no,
Correct.
that goes without saying, but I want to make that very clear to the people at home. So, what does the future look like for HBAR Suite? Where do you see yourself in 1, 3, 5 years?
Well, in the nearer future, I can say that we look forward to the version 2 of the smart nodes because it will really enable any developer to easily be onboarded in the world of Web3, like without much of a hassle compared to what it will build with for a developer to learn like a smart contract language like Solidity. And after 2 years of extensive development and showcases that we've been deploying, as I said, more and more people are starting to finally realize the power that can be harnessed from the smart nodes, and that's been shown also with the recent enterprise partnership that we acquired. And we can only see exponential growth at a faster and faster pace, and we have many, many more updates for our community that we in store. And I can say that for the pace that we've been going, we're definitely gonna need to expand our team soon, and we will be happy to do so in a good timely manner. As well as the fact that we recently announced the HSuite Foundation as well, which will also be used for creating hackathons for people to build the smart nodes, or for projects that wish to build on top of the smart nodes. There may be like incentives or credits that could be used, and that will also help out. And one important thing is that the fact that with the V2, most of the developers will see how easy it is to build on top of the smart nodes, and the fact that we use JavaScript or TypeScript as a base, which is like 195% of developers at least know in the world, compared to like a really fraction of Solidity developers are, it can bring like a massive influx of people that come from Web 2 to Web 3 to build, and quite many use cases. So we,
Wow.
we expect a lot coming up.
Okay. I mean, that's very encouraging to hear as a H barbarian myself. When do you think this will these announcements that you've mentioned that are going to be coming on, and these new use cases and the smart nodes, when do you think this is likely to go live? Is it going to be this year?
The smart nodes video, yes, in a few more months, probably the beginning of the second half, realistically, more or less something like that. But we expect like some pretty quite good announcements, big announcements, like once a month throughout the whole year.
Okay. Okay. And if people, so you're clearly going to be ramping up and looking to employ people, but also for people who want to learn more about what it is HBarSuite do, where's the best place for them to go to learn about that?
Yeah, best places are website, which is HSuite.finance, as well as the app to showcase all the feature. There is a button that redirects you to the app, as well as our documentation, docs.hsuite.finance. There should be the link in there as well. Discord. I suggest everybody to check on Discord. There is a lot of people. The community is very active, and our moderators and community managers are ready to answer questions almost like 16 hours plus a day, if not more. And
Wow.
yeah, there is a lots of material. We also have a YouTube channel where you can just type HBarSuite with quite a few videos. Twitter. Yeah, we are a
Okay.
little bit everywhere.
Okay. So what I'll do, guys, I'll put a link in the description below, of course, as I will do for all of the projects. And if you're interested in applying for a job or just want to learn more about HBarSuite, then click the links in the description below and you'll be able to do that. It's a really, really exciting project. But if, Tobachi, if you personally, you can't choose your own token, what are your, and you can either put them in order, but you don't have to. What are your top 3 favorite other HTS tokens? And they can be memes, they can be anything you like. What's your top 3?
I would say Shibar. It's actually one of
Okay.
our memes. It was like the first OG HTS token in the Hedera network. That has a whole story of its own that we could like cover on another video. It's like crazy story behind. Like there is a whole story behind a rug push, like a reverse rug pull that happened, something with the mirror nodes at the beginning, but it turned out to be like laughing and everybody like happy at the end. But well, other than that, I would say HTS that comes to my mind, probably Dovu.
Okay.
Dovu is a good one. Well, forgive me if I forget somebody, some of my friends of projects or whatever, and I would say probably Karate. But that's not
Karate.
financial advice, it's just what I'm thinking of personal opinion, yes.
Yeah,
And if
absolutely.
there
These are
was,
your personal
I would say,
choices.
yeah, I would say BSL if you didn't have 4% tax for each transfer, but that's another story.
Okay, so those are your 3 choices. Thank you very much for that. Is there anything else you want to say to the community before we go?
Oh, just stay tuned, up to date, and have fun, guys, in the HTS ecosystem. We're very happy to be part of it, and just always be vigilant, and any questions you want to ask. And for developers, please be ready for the VCU because it's going to be a fun ride. And also users and traders, will be fun times.
I completely agree. It's a very interesting time and it's only getting more and more exciting. It seems to be compounding now. And we've been very lucky in a sense because HTS, the Hedera token service, kind of missed the last bull run. And so during this period, everyone who has stayed for the right reasons, and they've just been quietly building. And now as we approach the next bull run, it's all that hard work and all the people that have stayed for the right reasons and not because we're in the middle of a bull market are now going to thankfully be rewarded. And everything's been built the right way because it's been built for the right reasons. So I really, really hope guys like you and your team and your project do incredibly well because I believe you deserve it. And I think Hedera is fantastic technology. And the way we see mass adoption is not through Hedera per se, but it's the people like yourself that are building on it. It's the layer 2s, it's the layer 1.5s. So thank you very much for everything you do in the ecosystem. And I really am rooting for you. And I think I haven't bought any HTS tokens so far, but I am incredibly interested in yours, which is up 15.6% just today. That's amazing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Tobachi, thank you so much for your time. And I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.